Good morning, welcome to CATEX TV. Today is Monday, June 2nd, 2014. My name is Frank Fortunato. Welcome to CATEX TV. There apparently has been a second bid from Endurance Insurance to acquire Aspen. The bid apparently came in on May 7th, but it was rejected 5 days later on May 12th by Aspen. It increased the total purchase price up to $49.50 a share, and it replaced the funding from private equity company CVC with $1 billion bridging loan that was going to come from Morgan Stanley. Aspen ended up rejecting the bid. Endurance also indicated that they're going to employ a number of hostile takeover maneuvers, including an exchange offer to acquire all of Aspen's shares on the same terms as its offer to the company's board. John Charman of Endurance is also looking to convene a special general meeting of Aspen shareholders where they would be able to consider independently the proposal to increase the size of Aspen's board of directors from 12 to 19 members. Charman said that we will not be deterred by an entrenched board and management that refuses to engage productively on the merits of our compelling proposal. Translation, full steam ahead. Reports in yesterday's Sunday Times in London indicate that Lloyd's may be abandoning the iconic building at 1 Lime Street. They're apparently in talks with property developer Tia Henderson Real Estate about a potential move to a new office development down the street on Leadenhall Street. The new development is going to be nicknamed Gotham City. It's going to be completed in 2020 in time for Lloyd's to exercise a break clause in its rental contract the following year. 1 Lime Street is owned by the Chinese insurance company Ping An. There was a plane crash in Hanscom Field just outside of Boston on Saturday night. A Gulfstream IV went down after rumbling 2,000 feet down the runway. It never lifted off. It apparently clipped an antenna, crashed into flames at the end of the runway, killing 7 people. One of the dead was 72-year-old Lewis Katz, who was the former owner of the New Jersey Nets and the current owner of the Philadelphia Daily News and Philadelphia Inquirer newspaper. There was a 4.2 earthquake last night in a heavily populated area of Los Angeles. Struck at about 7:36 p.m. It was centered in the Santa Monica Mountains, about 4 miles northwest of Westwood. It rattled the port of Los Angeles and also Studio Valley, Santa Monica, and Simi Valley on the west side of the city. There are no reports of any damage or injuries. The reinsurers of the Costa Concordia are awaiting new loss advice from broker Millers, showing that they expect will show a further deterioration of the total claims burden that already stands at $1.6 billion. Last month, one of the 800-ton tanks being used to refloat the cruise liner broke off and is currently being repaired. The target date for later this month for floating the ship now is no longer viable. The contractor saying they're aiming at July 18th, but that in fact may also slip. BMS Associates, Ballantyne, McKeon & Sullivan, has rebranded as Minova Insurance Holdings. This is following the completion of the $51 million investment from Capital Z Partners. The decision to rebrand the company apparently is based on an attempt to call greater attention to its growing managing general agency business, Pioneer MGA, which draws the lion's share of its business from other brokers. The newly named Minova has apparently been irked in the past when it has been described simply as a broker. Dane Dote, the head of the organization, is trying to rebrand the company, and he's apparently doing a good job of it, actually. Japanese insurer Dai Ichi Life Insurance Company is in advanced talks to buy Birmingham, Alabama-based U.S. Protective Life Corporation in a deal that's going to be worth over $5 billion. This apparently is a drive by Daiichi to seek an alternative to the weak domestic outlook in the Japanese market, which is aging rapidly. At least 14 people were killed and another 14 injured last night in northeastern Nigeria. Boko Haram is expected to be claiming responsibility for the attack. It was a series of bombs that shook a soccer stadium in Mubi in Adamawa State, one of the 3 states in the region, the northern part of the country, that have been under a state of emergency. The bomb exploded near a primary school. Authorities suspect that targets included soccer fans who were waiting to go into a match. President Obama is leaving later today for a three-nation European tour. He's going to Poland, Belgium, and France. He's also going to end up in Normandy at the D-Day beaches to celebrate the 70th anniversary of D-Day. Also expected at that event is Russian President Vladimir Putin. There are no scheduled bilateral discussions between the two. However, Mr. Obama is expected to tell the leaders of the European countries that he visits that they must hold firm in the economic sanctions against Russia for their actions in the Ukraine. As I said, it's probable that Mr. Putin and Mr. Obama will at least sit down at some point when they're in Normandy. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.